Buying a home in 2024. First of all, let's look at the interest rates and see what that has. Yesterday when I checked the interest rates, it were something around 6.41, I believe, for the 30-year FHA. Was putting together a 6.41 exactly. 30-year FHA is at a 6.41. 10-year ARM is 7.58. We have 10-year fixed at a 6.81 right now. So the interest rates are kind of toning down a little bit compared to where they were, almost going to 8s. They're in the mid 7s right now. A 30-year fixed jumbo rate is at a 7.53, but the regular 30-year fixed rate is at a 7.48 with a 7.5 APR, right? 20-year fixed is at a 7.20. So in essence, so what that means for home buyers is it's still high compared to the recent past, right? But all in all, this was kind of like the norm, or pretty decent rates if you think about the history. Going back 60, 70 years, then a 7.8% interest rate is actually good. But if you think about the near past, the last 6, 7 years, then this is high because you used to get 4%, 3% interest rate. So if you're waiting for those days, then you can go ahead and do so. But what I always advise clients is go ahead and make the move, purchase the house. If you get it at a 6.41 for your first home, or if you already want to do a conventional loan and get it for 7.5, let's say the interest rates were to drop, then you just refinance, right? But if you want to wait, imagine those who saw the interest rates at 4% and said, oh, I'll wait till it goes back down to 2, then it just kept going up and going up and going up. So unless it is really expensive or really high to where you're not going to be able to make payments on the loan, that's the only time I would say don't make a move. But if it's somewhat reasonable, I advise you to go ahead and make a move, and you can always refinance, right? But in 2022, buying a house at this rate, I don't want to say it's fully a buyer's market, but what I can point out to is houses are not selling as fast. I see a lot more expired listings than earlier during the year or even late last year, right? So a lot more homes are staying on the market longer and not selling as fast. So you can kind of play the waiting game a little bit, see if the seller decides to do some price reductions, or you don't want to lowball people, but you can bring a lower offer to the table, or seller concessions as a requirement, seller financing, things of that nature. You just have a lot more to play with when the market is shaped the way it is right now. As a buyer, I would say it's sort of a buyer's market. It's kind of tricky because the housing market hasn't crashed, right? So sellers haven't seen a crazy depreciation on their property value. For the most part, the values of homes are still rising due to the fact that there are not that many homes on the market, right? The interest rates are causing people to say, okay, I don't want to sell this house and go look for something I can't afford, so I might as well just lock in my low mortgage rate. So a lot of people are okay staying put. Therefore, there are fewer listings. That makes when you think about the supply and demand, lower supply, high demand, the price goes up. So now the supply is low, but the demand is also kind of low. So there's somewhat of an even playing field, right? And I say buyers can negotiate, and you have more leverage now than you did a few years ago, just to say the least. I wouldn't say completely it's a buyer's market due to the fact that most buyers are not being qualified. So buyers are few and far between, but sellers at the same point are not trying to let go of what they used to see, the high numbers they used to see a year ago. But buyers got a little bit more leverage is what I'm saying. So if you're going into 2024 looking to purchase a home, I say go for it. Start building your equity, right? The sooner the better. All right, we're going to talk about selling your house.